Okay, so hello everyone. My name's Anna Barker and I'm a first year chemical engineering student at the University of Nottingham. I'm also the UKICIS liaison officer and I've honoured today to speak with Nur, who's a PhD student at the University of Nottingham in some incredibly intelligent field. I think she's in the field of advanced manufacturing for progressing biomaterials for regenerative medicine. Is that correct?
Yes, that's
So no, just to begin with, I've read a little bit about your research, but I don't know a lot about what you do. So just for everyone out there that's not really technical with the knowledge, just explain a little bit about your research and what you do.
okay. So thank you for your introductions. My name is Viko. I'm from Indonesia. And first, about my background first and why I choose this research. I also graduated from the chemical engineering department for my undergraduate study. And after that, I continue my master focusing on material science. And during that study, I choose the topic of biomaterials. So basically this biomaterials field is in the interface between the engineering and biomedical field, because in biomaterial, we produce or we develop materials which can be used for biomedical application. So we need to so basically in chemical engineering, when we produce material, we can just focus on mechanical strength or the basic material that can be used in engineering. But for biomedical application, we can also consider about the biocompatibility, biotoxicity of our material. So I develop material that can be used for biomedical application, such as now I'm focusing on bone tissue engineering. So my material can be used as a bone implant in the future.
Yeah. So I read, are you doing stuff related to sort of 3D printing of, can you explain a bit about that? Because I always find the concept of 3D printing really, really cool. So.
Yes, that's true. So actually for develop the material, there are so many methods that can be used. For my master and for my previous study, I used the conventional method such as freeze drying and other processing. But now this 3D printing is a new technology that in the future it will be more interest of many researcher. This 3D printing have advantages because we print layer by layer of our material, so we can control the structure of our product, and it has more higher resolution, so we can make mimic the nature of tissue more precisely using this 3D printing. And in here in Nottingham, we have a center for additive manufacturing. So this center develop many method of 3D printing. There are so many process in 3D printing which can develop using a lot of type of materials such as polymer, ceramics, metal, and other. So yeah.
Oh, that's
So
very
for my research, I'm using the polymer.
using the polymer.
For this 3D printing, yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's so interesting. So what sort of made you decide that you wanted to become a scientist, and more like in particular, what like made you decide this particular field of study? Like, were you always interested in engineering, science, or is it something that came later on in your education? Or
Okay, yes. First, because at my high school study, I love science, I love math, I love chemistry. That's why I choose chemical engineering.
yeah.
And when I was studying in chemical engineering, I learned a lot of process, a lot of interesting process. And I at that time in chemical engineering, we also did the research. We also did the internship in the company, in the chemical company. And during that time, I found out that this field is really interesting, because when we learned the process, we can also think the benefit or the useful of our process will be applied. So in chemical engineering, in my field, usually we also collaborate with the company or with the company, so we can solve that problem, or we can sell our method or our project into them, so it can be applied directly and be useful for other people. So that's why I choose this field.
Yeah, because I think it's particularly useful because you can see the impact it has. So with other chemical engineering jobs, yeah, you contribute to industry, but this you create actually long-lasting, like bone, I don't know whether it's bone structures, which can then be used, and you can see people actually benefiting from that. And I think that's really, yeah, really, really nice.
Yes, that's exactly that's also the thing that I want to develop more in the future, because when I actually, this biomaterial is a new research in my department in Indonesia, because in chemical engineering in my department, they usually develop process for the energy, for the environment, and this biomaterial which collaborate with the medical field is also a new. So that's why I would like to develop more this new field for my department.
Yeah. And you started your PhD in, like, I think it was December 2019,
Yes.
just before the pandemic. So not the greatest time to start a PhD. But so how has the pandemic like affected your ability to carry out your research? Like, is it a really practical degree, and have you missed out on like vital lab time, or have you been able to do it just as effectively from home?
Yes. Actually, yeah, it was unlucky, but a lot of people also affected by this pandemic. So I need to adapt with this situation. I started on December 2019, just 3 months before the pandemic. No, in UK, three
Yeah,
months because on March we have the campus shutdown.
yeah.
So actually, the first 3 months, I just finished the lab induction, and then the training,
You were
and
ready to
then
go, and then back.
yes, yes, on March I'm ready to go to do my own experiment, but the lab is shut down. So yeah, that's why on that time I just work from home, read a lot of literature, because yeah, luckily I'm still in the first year, so I need to learn more what I am doing and why I'm doing this research. And actually, this 3D printing is also
Yeah.
new topic for me, so I need to read more. And I think it's almost 5 months. I'm doing the work from home, just read the literature, and after that on September, I think the lab already open. So yeah, I can start
Yeah,
now
so you
with
managed
the
to
new.
get a bit of that. And then
Yes.
in a way, now you've got a really good basis of knowledge so that when, because surely in the next couple of months labs will reopen, and now you've got that solid like foundation to then go in and do your 3D printing.
Yes. Actually, I'm also lucky with that 5 months that I can read more in the literature. I
Yeah.
can more understand the detail, even at the basic knowledge from the material preparation, because I use the polymer and there is so many reactions in the synthesis of polymer, and I learned a lot about 3D printing and also about tissue engineering, because in here in Nottingham University, we have annual review every 1 year. So I had a annual review on October, I think September, October. At that time, I just presents my my literature review and my research plan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so did you study your like regular university degree in Indonesia then? And then
Yes.
just moved to the UK. So that's quite interesting. Can you like talk a bit about the differences between like the Indonesian education and the UK, and why did you choose to come to like Nottingham and the UK for your PhD?
Okay. Yes. It's actually I did my undergraduate in Indonesia and then my master in Japan,
Oh
and
wow.
then now my PhD in the UK. So I can't really tell how different the study environment between in Asia and in this Europe country. And first, why I choose UK, because I would like to enlarge the collaborations between Indonesia and the UK. Currently, I'm working in the Department of Chemical Engineering in Indonesia. We have so many collaborations with some countries. We have so many collaboration with Japan, with Sweden, with others, but only a little collaborations within the UK. So that's why I'm choosing UK. And in Nottingham, uh, we have IDTP. If you heard about it, it's
Yeah.
Indonesian
Yeah.
Doctoral Training program. So during that program, it can more tighten the collaborations between the UK, especially with Nottingham, with the Indonesia. The difference that I can tell in the uh, study environment is first in the UK. I think we have more balanced life. We work in my lab. It's open from 8:30 to 4 p.m. So during that time, I can do my experiment. But beside that time, I cannot do any experiment. So I can have very better time management for my research and for my life. And also here in UK, in Nottingham, the student is so international. I mean, like in my lab, maybe almost more than 50% student is international students.
Oh, yeah. So it's nice to really
Yes,
settle in.
yes, yes. So it's good to um, interact with more people from
Different
different,
cultures. Yeah.
yes, different cultures. Yeah.
Yeah, because essentially one of the main aims of UKICIS, which is this UK and Indonesian consortium for interdisciplinary sciences, is actually to strengthen the UK and Indonesian links through science. And you're actually a prime example of doing what we are achieving to do. So do you hope, like after your PhD, like in the future, are you hoping to continue collaborating between the UK and Indonesia? Is that your
Yes.
your plan?
Yes, that's actually my one of my main goal, because after I graduated from um, University of Nottingham with the research of biomaterial, I still want to continue this research in Indonesia. So now here I know many professor who also doing this research. So when I come back in Indonesia later, I still want to continue this works. For example, actually last time, my supervisor in here, uh, um, we apply grant. It's called Newton funding. It's between Indonesia and UK, and my supervisor here with my college in Indonesia, we apply grant together. So it can be start of more collaboration later in the future.
Yeah. And do you think you'll stay in research? Is that your plan? Is it you're gonna stay in research, or what are you hoping, like future jobs, etc.? Or no idea yet?
Yes, yes. I'm because I really enjoy doing this research. So for my future plan, I still want to do this research. Actually, I'm working it now. I'm working as a young lecturer in chemical engineering department. So that's why um after I graduated here, I will come back, continue working in the chemical department in Universitas Gadjah Mada in Indonesia. In that department, in that faculty, I will continue doing the research, and yeah.
Yeah. And now I think we should maybe talk a little bit more about being like a woman in STEM. So obviously it's a lot easier nowadays than it was maybe 10, 20 years ago, but there still are lots of obstacles that women face in engineering and in all sorts of STEM subjects. So you personally, in either Indonesia, Japan, or the UK, because you've been everywhere, have you ever had to face prejudices, or have you ever like struggled to achieve what you wanted to achieve because of like being a woman?
Okay, no, actually, based on my experience, yeah, in this department, there's still the number of women in chemical engineering is lower than the men, but um, but it's good that the number of women in chemical engineering is increasing by the year. And as my experience, I didn't face any difficulties or problem while working in this field. So
So
I'm yeah, I was choosing this field because I'm interested in this field, and I thought this will be beneficial for more people. So that's why I didn't thought the perspective of more people that women shouldn't do engineering. So that's why.
yeah, essentially what you want to do, you should do. And if you've got the talent, you've got the knowledge for it, so nothing should hold you back. And do you have any advice for, say, younger, if any younger women are watching this that are hoping to explore a career in science, but then they lack the confidence because like they lack confidence in technical abilities and stuff? Like, do you have any words of advice for younger girls?
For any younger women there that still confused if they want to choose this engineering field or not, the first thing is I thought they must find the one that make them happy, like which one that they like to do. If they like and found and love to do this science and engineering field, they should just do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just have confidence that they have the
Yes,
necessary abilities.
yes,
Right. Is that
because mhm.
is there any other area of your research you'd like to talk a bit about, or any other um no?
Okay, so for actually for my research field, at first when I choose this field, I have no background about the biological or cells experiment. I just know how to synthesize the polymer. I just know how to make the materials. So first, when I did my master, when I start these biomaterials, I need to learn also about the cells experiment. So I choose some uh, course about this cells experiment. And luckily, during my master and also my PhD here, we have weekly meeting or every 2 weeks meeting, and we can discuss about the news journal or other people research. So from that process, I can little by little learn about the cells experiment. So that's why even though I only have a background on engineering in this field, I also need to learn if this material that I produce can be used for the medical application.
Yeah, so
I see. Yes.
so I was saying, like, in a sense, as well as because for me, I study engineering, but I don't have a biological background or anything like that. So has it been tricky for you coming along with the solely engineering background and having to adapt, or do you enjoy medicine and biology and stuff? So it's actually been
Yes.
fairly interesting and easy.
Yes. I have zero zero knowledge about the cell experiment. But
Yeah.
during that study, because we have like weekly meeting and also during the course, they teach us from the basic knowledge about the cells experiment. And we also do our senior train us how to do the cells experiment. So when we learn and also we do, we can easily learn that cells are biological knowledge. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's so interesting to hear about all your research and stuff. I think that's mostly all the questions I have for you, unless there's anything else you particularly want to talk about or any bold statements to put out there, or
Actually, in this chemical in my field, there are so many things that we can do. I mean, like, we cannot stand alone
yeah.
using our engineering. We cannot just make these materials, or we cannot just use this process, and we don't know what will others do with our product or our process. So I would like to say that in now current environment, we need to collaborate with other field or other topic or other people, so we can develop more knowledge or more useful impact for other people.
Yeah, because that makes sense, because engineering on its own has no impact. It has to link with whether it's medicine or whether it's economics. It's not a standalone degree. I completely understand that. So yeah, it's
Yes.
about working with other fields to improve like knowledge and advancement in society. Oh, well, thank you very much for joining me today. It's been really interesting to hear all about you and your opinions. Are you currently in the UK or are you in Indonesia at the moment?
Yes, I'm already in the UK now because
UK, so
lab is already open. Yeah.
labs are already open.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
But
thought they didn't open till the 12th, but
yeah, but now with the new environment, I mean, like, not full capacity, so I need
no, because
to
you're
have a rota, yeah,
yeah.
1 week on, 1 week off, like that. But at least it's already open.
So are you regularly? Yeah. So how often do you go into the labs at the moment and stuff?
Yeah, the thing is, because I'm doing the biomaterial, so I have 2 labs in the engineering, in the
Yeah.
Center for Additive Manufacture, but I also have access in the pharmacy lab. So now in our university, they already open the lab, the research work already open, and they reduce the capacity. So we need to book the slot or the rota for our experiment. So usually this week I do the experiment in engineering. Next week I can do the experiment in pharmacy. So I can still continue working.
Thank you very much, and thanks everyone for everyone who's come along and watched this. It's been really interesting today, and I think the next interview, actually, Tamana, who is my other UKICIS liaison officer, is going to interview Adilan, who is another member of this. What is it? The
IDTP.
IDTP in Nottingham. So watch out for that, and thank you very much, Na.
Okay, thank you so much, Anna, for having me.
Bye.
Bye.